When an officer pulled over a man who bore an uncanny resemblance to his late son, he was overcome with a wave of emotion. But just as he gathered himself, something on the man's dashboard caught his eye, something that sent a chill down his spine. What he discovered in that moment would change both of their lives forever. Veteran Officer Ernest had spent years patrolling the streets, but since his son Erwin's passing in Iraq, each shift felt heavier than the last. Today, as a truck approached, something about its driver made him freeze. The man behind the wheel looked eerily familiar, almost like Erwin himself. The resemblance was so striking it sent a jolt through Ernest. His eyes locked onto the truck, which bore a military bumper sticker, and he couldn't shake the pull of curiosity and emotion. Without hesitation, he switched on his lights and followed. Behind the wheel was William Jaswinski, a veteran and PTSD survivor, simply enjoying a peaceful drive until he noticed the flashing lights and felt a wave of confusion. William hadn't been speeding or missed any signs, yet he pulled over without hesitation. As Ernest approached the truck, his heart pounded, his steps growing slower with each passing second. The closer he got, the more undeniable the resemblance became. Standing by the window, he froze, staring at William as if he had just seen a ghost. Seeing the officer's shock, William grew concerned and gently asked if everything was all right. After a long moment, Ernest seemed to shake off the trance, blinking as if to ground himself. "Good morning." He managed his voice unsteady. "I'm sorry, for a second I thought you were someone else." Perplexed, William asked if he had done anything wrong. Still visibly shaken, Ernest assured William he hadn't done anything wrong. He explained that the military bumper sticker caught his eye and that William reminded him of his late son, who had also served. Relieved, William thanked him, then noticed tears welling in Ernest's eyes. "Did your son serve too?" he asked. Ernest nodded solemnly. Understanding their shared bond, William spoke of his own service in Iraq and his 15-month tour at Fort Benning. Ernest found comfort in their conversation, his grief momentarily eased. With a mix of pride and sorrow, he spoke of his son's dedication and sacrifice. He was so proud to serve, he whispered, his voice heavy with love and loss. As William sat in his truck, he watched the officer's professional composure give way to raw vulnerability, a glimpse of deep pain and longing in his eyes. Slowly, Officer Ernest began sharing his story, and William listened with empathy. Ernest's face softened as he recounted his son Erwin's early years. Erwin had been a bright and lively child, full of curiosity, a source of endless pride for his father. But life wasn't always easy at home. Ernest's job required long hours, and financial stress was constant, leading to frequent arguments with his wife, Sarah. The weight of constant tension strained their once solid relationship. By 17, Erwin, though loving his parents, found home difficult and sought a way out. Without discussing it, he enlisted in the army right after high school, searching for purpose and escape. His decision shocked Ernest and Sarah, who feared for his safety amid ongoing Middle Eastern conflicts. But Erwin was resolute. He saw it as both duty and destiny. After safely returning from basic training and his first tour, Ernest's fear shifted to cautious pride, admiring his son's bravery and dedication. Sarah, however, remained anxious, pleading with Erwin to stay home and choose a safer path. Yet, unwavering in his mission, Erwin felt a deep responsibility to his fellow soldiers and refused to stand down. Erwin completed 2 more tours, finding comfort in his father's pride, even as his mother's fears weighed on him. Tragically, during his 3rd tour, Erwin was killed in action. The family's world shattered. Ernest vividly remembered the day uniformed officers knocked on their door, confirming their worst fears. The loss shattered the family. Sarah and their daughter, Lizzie, blamed Ernest, believing his support of Erwin's military path had led to his death. Grief drove a wedge between them, and after 23 years of marriage, Sarah divorced him, taking 16-year-old Lizzie with her. As Ernest shared his story, William saw the deep love and pride he held for Erwin, entwined with overwhelming grief. Though proud of his son's heroism, Ernest was haunted by one question: was he somehow to blame? The doubt lingered every night. William, too, knew the weight of loss, the ache of losing close friends. He couldn't erase Ernest's pain, but hoped his presence offered some comfort. Gathering himself, Ernest thanked William for listening, admitting that his resemblance to Irwin had stirred powerful memories. Touched, William reassured him of Irwin's bravery and sacrifice. Then, Ernest's gaze shifted to a folded American flag on William's dashboard, identical to the one he'd received after Irwin's passing. His voice trembled as he pointed it out. William explained that the flag honored his fallen comrades, especially his close friend Jeb, and began sharing the story of their bond formed during perilous convoy missions in Iraq. Jeb's humor and courage had been a source of strength in the toughest moments. As William spoke of the ambush where Jeb was critically wounded, his voice faltered. He recalled rushing to Jeb's side, trying desperately to save him. With deep pride and sorrow, Ernest shared Jeb's final words, expressions of loyalty and brotherhood that William would never forget. Their shared loss formed an unspoken bond, transcending age and background, united by respect for their fallen brothers. Jeb's death left a lasting scar on William, leading to PTSD that consumed his life. Returning from rehab, he struggled with nightmares, seizures, and dark thoughts, straining his marriage to Kate, who feared for his safety daily. One terrifying incident shook them both. Kate found him on the roof, lost in a trance. The moment deepened her fears and tensions between them, pushing William to focus on healing. Through it all, the folded flag on his dashboard brought him comfort, keeping Jeb's memory alive. As William spoke, Ernest listened with tearful empathy, deeply moved by his story. For a moment, they were not an officer and a civilian, but two men bound by the shared experience of profound loss. "Thank you for sharing Jeb's story," Ernest said, placing a hand on William's shoulder. "My son would have been proud to know men like you and Jeb." After a moment, Ernest quietly asked, "Would you mind stepping out of the truck for a second?" William hesitated but sensed the significance of the moment and got out, meeting Ernest's sorrowful yet grateful gaze. "Could I ask you for a hug?" Ernest asked softly, his voice thick with emotion. "You remind me so much of my son." Without a word, William stepped forward and they embraced tightly. In that moment, they let their tears flow, sharing a profound moment of connection and mutual healing. The hug offered a brief release from their overwhelming grief, a small solace amid the weight they both carried. As they parted, Ernest reached for his handkerchief and a photo slipped from his pocket. A young soldier with a bright smile. "This is my son, Irwin," Ernest said, his voice thick with sadness. William's eyes widened in shock. "That's Jeb," he exclaimed. "We called him Jeb in the field." The revelation stunned them both. William had been with Irwin in his final moments. What seemed like an improbable meeting suddenly felt miraculous. For Ernest, hearing about his son's last moments from someone who had been there was a gift beyond words. The encounter brought unexpected healing to both men, binding their shared loss in a way they never anticipated. "Thank you," William said sincerely, "for sharing your story and the hug. I needed this more than I realized." Ernest squeezed his hand, deeply grateful for the unexpected closure William had given him about his son's final days. Before parting, they exchanged contact information, both feeling a sense of peace and healing from their unexpected encounter. As William drove away, his heart felt lighter, as if he had discovered a new side of his best friend. Ernest watched him go, comforted by this unexpected connection to his son. In the days that followed, both men reflected on the profound impact of their meeting. What started as a routine traffic stop became a moment of profound emotional significance. Over time, Ernest and William stayed in touch, finding solace in sharing memories of Irwin and Jeb while supporting each other on their journey of healing. Their unlikely friendship became a source of comfort, proving that even in grief, unexpected connections can bring hope. Their story serves as a powerful reminder of how shared experiences can lighten the weight of loss and foster healing in the most unexpected ways. I'm really keen to know your thoughts on this story, so please don't hesitate to share your insights in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Feel free to share this video. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm excited to connect with you in our future videos.